Ari Mendoza here. Welcome to another segment of Cosmic Wisdom Sacred Earth. Today, I am exploring what star consciousness is and the Rainbow Bridge. So, if you're new to this or first time seeing anything done by me, I am an energy healer. I am a sound healer, crystal shaman. Um, many years of quantum healing, Avesa quantum master, so much, many years. And so in this moment, I am a weaver of energies. I bring together many stories. I call forward all experiences that I've had over my journey. I've been on this journey for about 30 years. When I first stepped into this, I had a lot of healing to do, and as a result had initiations and remembering and continual remembering and journeying. And one of uh, my first journeys was with the shamanic path, but I was also very much connected to the stars, and so I continue to follow that. And that is how Cosmic Wisdom Sacred Earth was born, because of the energy of connecting into the higher realms of light, what we call the Hanak Pacha, superior realms of light, and being in your body on the earth. So I know a lot of people are having difficulty with that right now because of all of the energy coming in. This is a powerful time. And for those of you who have been with me before, you know that this is a tremendous expansionary, evolutionary moment on the planet. And currently, in the next few days, there's a full moon of May, what the Self-Ascension community calls the beauty moon. It's a full moon and also an eclipse, a lunar eclipse. So this is really powerful energy. And so I want to share with you a little bit today about how all of this comes together, because for sure, many people are just trying to figure out what they're doing. And with the energies coming on to the planet, very intense. So taking care of your body is really important. And so that is why this is really important coming forward, to really stay balanced. And behind me is a painting. This is one of my paintings in the quantum deck that I created, Cosmic Wisdom Sacred Earth. If you want to find that, it's on my store on my website, mariamendoza.com. So this painting is called the Rainbow Bridge, and this comes through the shamanic tradition of the Pachacuti Mesa, universal shaman, cross-cultural shamanism, um, tradition of the Mesa, with Don Oscar Mero Quesada, and many more that have come together now, who are teachers and hold the mesas and hold the energy of the lineage, the Quechua Indians in Peru. So this painting actually came forward at a time of tremendous awakening and opening. It, when I meditate, I get images. I fly into other realms. Early on, I realized that I was journeying, and the early part of my training, most of the beginning, was very much going into other realms of light. I found myself being guided and finding portals and remembering how to do this and traveling through these portals to other dimensions, where I found teachers and who were reminding me and bringing forward gifts from other lifetimes and other timelines. And I didn't really understand that in the beginning, but now, as we are and have shifted into multi-dimensional experience, as we have gone from the linear way that we do time to the concentric spiraling natural time as we're going into something new. The Mayan elders talked about this many years ago, and it wasn't about the end of time as we know it. Hollywood took that one and ran with it. It was actually about our letting go of artificial time, that linear that we know, and moving back into spiral, the energy of cycles, and um, more circular, more feminine, much more balanced energy, because everything in the cosmos, from the very smallest quantum particle and cell within you, everything is spiraling to the galaxies and beyond. And so we're stepping back into and reconfiguring and elevating and expanding into a whole new way of being. And so this May 2022, whenever you're viewing this, this is really an important time, because this is the birthing of literally the birthing of a new humanity. We have had the opportunity to step into a timeline, and everyone is doing this, whether you're conscious of it or not. Everyone is doing this by becoming present and opening to your gifts and talents. So there's a lot of distraction in the outer world. There is a lot that is pulling our attention to um, go into fear and shut down and collapse. But actually, expansion and creation and creativity is opening and trusting in the divine. So, the rainbow bridge behind me is all about being in the Chicana. And I will just, pardon me, you see the bottom of this painting here. This painting came forward because these four portals, these energies that are the aqua circles, these were portals. And then on top of that is the Chakana, and then the lotus, and the sacred flames, and the crystalline energies that are the new frequencies that are opening us into our expanded way of being, moving up through the higher chakras into our divine galactic blueprint. And you see the hummingbird at the top, ready to go through the portal. This is all about Siwa Kwinti, the energy of the hummingbird, the most sacred guardian that brings and opens these portals into the higher realms. So this painting, as I said, when I saw this and when I was in deep meditation and journey, I was taken into this realm, and I saw this. I was here in this space and saw the potentials, the energies of these different realms, the gateways and doorways. And I was fortunate to be able to sketch it. I saw it so clearly. And I was, of course, asking, what is all of this about? And the shimmering light, the rainbow bridge, and then the portal above. And I traveled through there and journeyed. And after a time, I literally woke up and realized that many hours had passed. And so, you know, that is a really powerful reminder. Now, when I first started this journeying and first started this path, I really couldn't be in my body. I needed to heal. I didn't like my body. I didn't want to feel all of the feelings. I had a lot of trauma. I had to cleanse and release and let go of judgments and unforgiveness and trauma and pain and shock. Many of us that come here into this realm are healing for the world, for our families, communities, for the galaxy and the cosmos. We're healing and transmuting, remembering who we are. And so to be able to travel into the many different realms, very important how you take care of your energy body. And that's something that I've been teaching over the years, been exploring and discovering through my artwork, my visionary painting, through ceremony. Um, Ceremony is really important to access for me anyway, to access the portals, and particularly when you find yourself going to a sacred temple, a site, or you are in the woods and you experience a communion with nature, or you are out near water and you find that deep peace and presence and connection. That is really important. I personally really, really like ceremony. And ceremony, I remember it from many other journeys through the cosmos. I am a traveler, and over much time, I have learned this and remembered, more so remembering than learning. But I was awakening, and this is about clearing through veil after veil after veil of levels of consciousness in order to get to the place where you are purely conscious, and then able to lift and move into other realms and come back from there all in one piece. So, when I first started, I have to laugh at myself. When I first started, I mean, it was a challenge, and I would come back from these. I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but I was guided and taken to these places, and my energy field wasn't strong enough. And so I literally, it took me days to recover. And I had visionary experiences. I was working on my healing practice, and it would take me days to recover until I started to be able to master my energy field. And that's what we're doing now. And the rainbow bridge and the connection between the heavenly realms, the rainbow bridge is all about connecting heaven to earth. So cosmic wisdom, sacred earth, the cards and that creation of that energy came forward because I very much travel up. I go into the highest realms. I always have. My ascended numerology is all about that. It is has a connection. My soul code, ascended numerology is 4 numbers, and it brings you your soul code, your name, your date of birth, your place of birth, and those numbers come together, and it produces your soul code, which is a sacred sequence of incarnation, which, after working in the shamanic realms and working with the earth and working in sweat lodge and ceremonies, I began to explore and go up into higher states of consciousness, the divine galactic blueprint, the quantum healing, the ascended states. And that's where I started to access these higher realms and stabilize. So behind me, this painting, this is the Rainbow Bridge. And it is the opportunity to move into realms of light and go farther and explore consciousness. So, star consciousness, what is that? As we are in our bodies and as we are ascending, the earth is releasing quite a bit. The earth is releasing old paradigms and shifting, pardon me, um, shifting really old energy, letting go of dogma, letting go of limiting beliefs. Everyone is going through this. We're in an evolutionary cycle. And so many other teachers have talked about this, about going into your heart and holding this state. And in the yoga of self-ascension, that's the primary, the heart is the primary entrance point into the divine galactic blueprint, which are your cosmic chakras. So the first 3 chakras have to be stabilized in order to move up from stabilize the first 3 from safety, sex, power into peace, love, joy. And so if you have physical things going on, if you are, you know, going back through emotional traumas, if you have fear, the cleansing of the first three are really important to honor so that your body is stabilized so you can lift into the heart chakra, which is the root foundation of the divine galactic blueprint, and move up through the rainbow bridge into higher levels of light. So that is powerful, because the star consciousness is a focus and an attention and an opening into consciousness beyond this density realm, this 3D realm. So many people are conscious and they're aware, but they are still in this 3D realm, or shifting and moving into the fifth dimension. And the fifth dimension is, is compassion and light, but as we're told, that actually is kind of a waiting room to lift and shift into the seventh dimension, which is beyond judgment, the ninth dimension, and beyond into the highest dimensions of light. Now, the cultures in ancient Egypt and South America, India, talked much about lifting into the divine void, the higher levels. And they were able to do this, and they left imprints and hieroglyphics around the globe of how to do this, how to move through portals. They left temples that were gateways and star portals so that we could move into other realms of light. But in our journey into the physical world, we shut down our whole consciousness. So imagine that you are supremely connected. Imagine this, that you're supremely and divinely connected, and you are a being of light. And then you decide to come here and explore through this realm, and you come into the density realm. And in order to be here, you have to shut down some of those capacities in order to learn for highest soul growth. And so as we go deeper and deeper and farther into density, into the 3D realm, to experience this, on some level, we had to shut out the upper realms. It's too much distraction and part of the learning. And then as a result, we forgot who we are. And so being in the density realm, the 3D realm, and being really attached to the earth and attached to the physical, we forgot that we're spirit beings, that we are radiant light beings. And so that's really key, because many of the shamanic traditions honoring the water, the fire, the earth, the air, north, south, east, west, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. That's what we do when we work with the medicine wheel. And I did a teaching yesterday on that. And yet there's so much more, because the center of the medicine wheel is the gateway that lifts us into the higher realms. So ancient people, shamans and medicine teachers around the world, never forgot their connection to the stars. In fact, they talk about their star brothers and sisters as if, and they do, converse with them regularly. So if you are one of those connecting to superior beings, those beings who are in their full magnificence in their light, if you are speaking with that, always ask if this is of the highest, because there are a lot of energies around that are seeking our attention that are not actually of the highest. And so that's one focus that's really important. I heard this many years ago. If you're tapping into the astral is the fourth dimension that has collapsed. That's that realm. Many get stuck there. Just because they're dead doesn't make them smart or spiritual. And that really stuck in my mind, because I was brand new and just remembering and relearning and stepping onto the shamanic path, and I was getting a lot of messages, and I wanted to make sure that those messages were clear. And so, um, lifting into higher dimensions and stabilizing my light body and holding all of that, that has been many years of practice. And some of you may step in and do that easily. For me, all of the density and many lifetimes of trauma, all of us are clearing much of this family lineage, imprints from families. I see this more and more in my sessions that I'm doing, where people are holding an energy that comes from way back, a grandmother or on the mother's side, or where these imprints, they aren't even yours and you're holding them. So as we clear and cleanse, we move up and open. So star consciousness is it is the higher. So your third eye here, most people think of third eye and enlightenment and um, vision and their third eye as the gateway. That is just the beginning. And now as we're opening the third eye actually got shut down. If you can imagine, we had a third eye that was high, and it had portals and points, um, much higher. Like if you bring to mind an image of maybe some of the guardians and beautiful beings that we see from ancient cultures who were visitors from the stars, like in Egypt, where they had very tall hats, crowns. That was actually kind of like an antenna. It was protection and antenna of the high elevated state of star consciousness, of our vision opening into a higher frequency, stabilized from the third eye out to points and then up to another point that is a gateway into the infinite. And that begins the star consciousness when we move from the third eye into the star. The star is right at the forehead, the hairline. You can kind of tap and feel that. Like tune in there and lift, and then from there we lift up into the highest, almost as if you're sending an antenna up to connect into the star portal. See, so imagine as you take a breath and you go from here, go up, and then lift up and open the crown with the intention to connect into the higher realms of light. The star consciousness opens your awareness, opens your connection to the divine outside of this realm. So when we connect outside of this realm, we're opening to higher states of and frequencies of light. We are connecting into the higher realms of light. So star consciousness in the rainbow bridge, kuichi is what they call it in the Quechua tradition, is the sound of that kuichi, that uichi. It opens up the head as you chant that, as you go up into that higher portal. That is the opportunity to explore in other realms. So star consciousness and the rainbow bridge, I find as I travel and learn from various people, and everyone is communicating and bringing in their own special gifts and remembering their travels through the cosmos. And for myself, I know that I have needed to explore, because I'm a sound healer, because I am, working with energies of the earth and very easily able to step into a portal. I remember one time when I was in Bolivia with Earthkeeper and Tib and Anne and the Earthkeeper group. we were exploring some very sacred lakes, and we were sent out to do some meditation. And I this rock called to me literally, and I went over to it and opened myself to connect, and I put my forehead on that particular stone and fell into a portal. And that was really an incredible experience. It was, again, I don't know how long I was there, but got much information about the quantum world. And, the more that I did this, the more I began to exercise my energy body and strengthen myself so that I could travel and journey and move into other realms. And some people are doing that. Some are doing different things. You may do that when you're sleeping. You may be a quantum dreamer. Everyone is bringing forward their talents, and as we open the heart and open the bridge and clear everything, and we open up through the head and connect through the star consciousness and then go up, um, we're connecting into higher realms of light, much more pristine, clear, with superior realms of light, superior information and wisdom, divine love, divine light. Um, and what you came here to do will be revealed. So, in a multi-dimensional exploration, what does that look like? As you're traveling through the world, as you are going through your day, are you in your body and are you present? That is really important. So consider this. As you are walking through the world, do you have a habit of checking out? Do you just go into autopilot? Many people do. I mean, we are creatures of habit. And yet this moment is so important to create consciously, to not go into a cycle and recycle. And right now we're in Mercury retrograde, so it's a time for review, repeat, refresh, renew. Retrograde, always the planet goes backwards and then it goes forward, so it gives you a moment to review. So we've got retrograde, an eclipse, and a full moon. So where are you in the moment? Are you present? And are you able to fully be in your body and open into the infinite energy? That's the challenge right now. That is where we're going, is to literally bring our attention and our awareness up the rainbow bridge, connecting with the higher realms and opening to infinite energy. So the rainbow bridge, star consciousness, this moment right now, can you be fully in your body present, and what are you creating? So the energy right now, the ascended numerology of this weekend and the eclipse, and it's a double six and a 12. The 12 is the the Trinity, the four times the three. It is an incredible consciousness. It is completion. It is union with soul. It is such an incredible moment. Um, and out beyond, it is out beyond its creation energy, because it's a double six, 6 plus 6, which is the sacral chakra. On the body, the ascended numerology looks different than the chakras. And so the 12 is, which is the ascended numerology for this weekend, is that full moon is the star consciousness, and the 6 is the sacral, which is our creation. So it's double creation from the infinite. So what are you creating? And it doesn't have to just be this weekend. When you step into your full presence and you move through the center of your being and then move up, opening and trusting. So that takes time to clear. If you're being triggered and if energy comes up from your first three chakras, your safety, many people are worried about safety. They're worried about you know what is happening in the world. They are tapping into the fear. There was a moment when the Mayan elders talked about this time, and I shared that years ago before COVID even started, that a great portal had opened that actually was the 2012, but this was prophecy that came many years ago, 35, 40 years ago, through a Luna Joy and the Star Elders. And there are many people around the world that are sharing information. And the Mayan elders, I'm very connected to that energy. When I first came to this path, I did much traveling and journeying to Mayan portals and ascension chambers and star observatories. And I'm really excited because I'll be traveling soon for solstice to work with that energy and do ceremony, with the Mayan elders. So that's very exciting. And so we get these reminders and we connect into um, information that comes to us. That is all about trust. So take a breath on that. Take a breath. To really, really trust in this moment that you are guided, that you have all that you need, that the information, whatever's coming to you, it's here. And do you trust or do you go into fear? So the vision right now, and that is this area. What is your vision for yourself? So I like to think of this, the with a small m, mind with a small m, or the ego, or what also I refer to as the undeveloped child. So much of the time, our beliefs are brought from being socialized by the people around us, the community, our world. And so much of that can be very limiting belief systems. And as I said, we're clearing that now. So the mind or the ego was meant to help us navigate the world, but actually now it has taken over and it wants us to believe. It's a good sabotager. It wants us to believe that this is all there is because it's really invested in the physical world and hanging on like it's what I say, it's like take your hands off the railing, the tight grip of hanging onto the railing, release your grip, and that's the ego hanging on for safety and dear life. And that is a limited perspective because that is a belief in just this 3D world. And that is the moment now to move beyond that, out of the ego structure, out and lift up through the rainbow bridge, lift up and open into star consciousness and begin to create from there. So how we create is really important, and holding our vision. And so are you holding a vision that comes from limited beliefs? Trust is a really huge thing now. And this eclipse, the eclipse energy, we're in this eclipse season. We had an incredible illuminating new moon. I was on the beach doing ceremony at that time, beginning of May. We did a despacho ceremony, which was absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. And so this month has unfolded with great beauty. And what is beauty in your world? What does that actually mean? Beauty that is all around you, beauty in nature, beauty in hummingbird. The hummingbirds have been coming around. I was teaching a class yesterday, and the hummingbirds were coming to the window and flying back and forth to get me to notice, because the hummingbird of all things, many people respond to that. It is significant and meaningful to them. And that energy was trying to get my attention, to connect to the beauty, to connect to the joy in this moment, to open and lift the dreaming. And we were doing actually the rainbow bridge, we were doing the Pachacuti um, chanting to balance the three worlds, the Hanakapacha, Kaipacha, Ukupacha. Pacha means world. So we were balancing all of those. And that's what it's about, is bringing the balance from the upper world, superior realms of light, this physical world where we are in, and then the inner world, the Ukupacha, to align all three of those. For a very long time, I just wanted to fly around in the upper realms and not touch down to earth. And the shamanic path brought me back into my body. And I had many sweat lodges and many teaching, much medicine wheel work to learn about the medicine bodies, the medicine. It's a powerful time, and there are many ways to learn about all of this. But as you tune into what you're being directed and called to, the minute that you call out to the universe and place an intention, guide me and show me what is for my highest, what is my most and highest potential, and open to that dreaming. The dreaming is the vision. What are you dreaming? So, are you caught in the nightmare, as the Mayan elders would say? The nightmare of the 3D realm that has created much sorrow and destruction? Are you fear and just the density realm of the old belief systems that are caught up in war and debt and poverty and illness and sickness? That is something that we came here to explore and transcend. So just take that in. If you are caught up and focused continually on the 3D realm and what's going on there, our physical bodies are calling too, to upgrade. Are you paying attention to your body? We came here to transcend this. We're in a new cycle, and how we hold a vision through star consciousness, not just through our intuition, but to align our intuition. Remember what I said, the third eye, when we clear and clear and clear, sometimes it takes many, many years, sometimes it's an instant. But when we clear those veils, you're only as conscious. Sri Ramkahi says, you're only as conscious as the veil that you are in at that moment. And so, the 9 veils that is talked about in many cultures. The pyramids have 9 steps. I have a painting called the Quetzalcoatl, which is part of the cards that I created, the Cosmic Wisdom Sacred Earth. And that painting is the alignment of the Kundalini through Quetzalcoatl, the plumed serpent, coming back in to lift up through the portal. And it's beautiful. I feel very fortunate to have these visions and see this energy and be able to paint it, and so I'm looking forward to more of that creation. And as I do ceremony and as we connect in our community and come together, things are opening up. And yet there are energies that are falling away. And it's really important to release the grip and trust, because, many are holding on to what they know because out of comfort. And I understand that, to notice when you're doing that and step away. So when you are holding presence and when you are opening to lift, and when you open through your star consciousness, and then you open up and connect into higher realms, into the superior realms of light, That is really powerful. When you lift up and are able to bring that information back and walk into your world and hold presence, that's what we're practicing now, is to stabilize here, holding that higher frequency in our bodies. I mean, literally, this painting and this filming doesn't do this painting justice. It is such an incredible, beautiful, rich color. The screen, the camera doesn't show this completely, but this energy, the frequency, I hear the sound, I hear the frequencies when I look at it. When I was painting it, the sounds and frequencies, the colors dictated themselves to move and open and connect. So that is why I created those cards, and currently I'm creating a teaching around all of it to just walk through the multidimensional realms. However you do that and connect with this energy, because you bring your very specific um, travel through the cosmos. You bring your energy. You may be here in a completely different capacity to someone else right next to you. Do not compare. Do not compare. Tune in and listen. All of the teaching, everything is about tuning in and trusting, coming to trust your own being. And if you have been taught, as many of us have, from the beginning to, in this model, in our culture, if you have a pain, oh, let's take some pill or something, and we'll shut that down and we'll just continue. But pain is a great indicator that something is trying to get your attention, and so we can't just fly off into the starry realms and fly around and be productive or bring anything to the earth if we cannot be in our bodies and be present and create and bring that into action and bring that forward. So check the time. So much information and so much flows through. I try to weave all of this together because it really is a weaving of different energies and experiences and many stories. I have so many stories that because I'm a storyteller, and those stories have been such an incredible. They were experiences, and as they come forward, um, you know, the collection of the wisdom that has been brought forward in order to navigate this world. Many people have it. Some of it may not be for you. There might be someone else or your own. I like to collaborate and harness different energies and listen to what's going on, because we have a broad, vast cosmos. And for myself, I have been very disciplined and dedicated to my healing path and held the consciousness to evolve and move above the realms that kept me trapped. And in the beginning, I was doing a journey with a teacher, and she said, "Go out beyond the fence. Do not limit your consciousness. This teaching, if you think this is all there is, go out beyond that." So we take what we learn, we take what we're remembering, we take the inspiration and all the illumination that comes forward, and maybe a teacher or a person helps you with that. Maybe you have that within you. Maybe you bring it, and someone else, when you collaborate, you find that, okay, I'm really good at this. Someone else is really good at something else. We're all coming together to birth in this new world. And, the call went out across the cosmos from the Pachamama, the earth mother, that she was in tremendous need for assistance. And so if you showed up here in this moment now, you are needed. And whatever it is that you bring, if you bake bread, make the most amazing, beautiful bread. Bring your heart to it, bring your love to it, make that bread. If you are a teacher, if you are good with numbers, if you are connected to technology, it's all about the consciousness. You can go through the motions and make bread, and it won't taste the same as if you bring the beauty to it, as if you bring the love and the prayer, as if you bring your light to that, your consciousness, as if you open up and bring that through. This incredible moment, this full moon, star consciousness, vision, creation. What are you creating? What will you bring to this moment? The great beauty that is here. There is a story that I love. It's an Italian children's story, and it is always a reminder for me, you know. Um, and I hope I don't chop this story up too much, but basically, this story was about uh, an Italian witch named Stregonona. And she was the most incredible cook. And she made pasta and spaghetti for the community, for her little village. And she had an assistant there working with her, and she would make this beautiful pots of spaghetti, and her pasta was amazing, and it was known throughout the region. Stregonona made the most amazing food, and so she always made this for everyone, and everyone was blessed and nourished by this energy. So Stregonona needed to leave one day and go out of town, and she told her assistant, who was watching over the pasta, to take care of it, but to not disturb it. And so, to just be watch over the pots and just take care of the kitchen. And so she left, and the assistant thought, well, I'm going to make a pot of pasta because I've watched it. I know how to do it. I know how to do this now. And so I'm going to make it, and I'm going to make the most amazing. And then everyone will think I'm amazing because I made this pasta. So the assistant makes the pasta in this magic pot that Stregonona has. And this magic pot, the assistant doesn't know the formula, thinks that she does. So is making this pasta, but all of a sudden the pasta boils up out of the pot, and it boils into the room. And soon it's boiling out the door of the cottage and boiling down the hill. And the assistant just doesn't know what to do. Oh my God, what's happening? And just then Stregonona returns and says, oh my God, she knew what happened. And she blows 3 kisses into the pot, and immediately it stops. And the magic formula for the perfect pot of pasta, the perfect formula, was that she blew 3 kisses into the pot. She included love. She included the beauty of her heart. And that is why her pasta was so nourishing for all. So in this time where we have a lot of turbulence and a lot of energy around us that is seeking to hold our attention or keep us bound in the density of the old paradigms and old dogma and old world limiting beliefs. In this time, you have the most amazing heart, and your heart as the root foundation for your cosmic self. What will you bring forward? What beauty can you create? Can you see the beauty in others? And when you bless everything you do, when you make that intention and you lift through the small mind, and you open through the rainbow bridge, Kuichi, into the Hanakapacha, the superior realms of light, you activate the star consciousness, and you create from an expanded consciousness. As Kira Ra would say, Lady Master Kira Ra, transcendent creation. So breathe that in. Transcendent creation. What are you creating? This moment right now, the sacral, the star consciousness, full moon, lunar eclipse. And it doesn't even have to be just now. this energy continues. So if you're viewing this later, know that this is powerful. It's a powerful energy, a powerful moment that is coming through that you can access. And when you open, you will be able to stabilize. That's what this is about as well. Stabilizing. That's what this teaching is all about. Stabilizing in the energy of the Chakana, the shamanic energy that is multidimensional, is all about portals. The heart, the portal that many cultures have talked about. Our heart is a tremendous portal. It has many, many access into other worlds. There are different ways that we have been taught or forgotten that we can travel into higher realms of light and bring this information, the high frequencies, the wisdom that comes from the elders and the shining ones and the creator beings and all of the Esina and all of those who are holding and helping us right now to create and expand into this new energy, bringing all of that together. What will you bring from your heart? What will you offer in service to the divine? As you do this for you, as you bring your creation and your beauty, your love, however you do that, whether you walk out in the woods and you send kisses out to the trees, or you are working in a bank and you just hold light there, regardless of what's happening, when you trust that this period, we have all that we need. If you notice you have fear, you notice that you are recycling into an old way, is that what you want to bring into the future? Or will you lift and open to a new consciousness, part the veil, and step through into another level? That's the opportunity in this moment. Absolute conscious creation in this moment. Stay tuned. Stay in tune with the love, the bliss, the joy, the creation that's coming forward, the opportunity you have right now. Stay connected to that. Open to this incredible energy and be in sacred union with your body. As we honor our physical body, remember, as I was reminding everyone that showed up for the medicine wheel yesterday, I was reminding everyone, you are in this physical body. It's a vessel that allowed you to be in this realm. It has given you the opportunity as a soul, as a great expanded being, to come into this realm. And we are doing this now differently. Ascension, the shamans would dissolve into light and leave their bodies. When I first heard about that, and I thought, I'd heard many other stories about ascension. But when I recognized and started experiencing that other cultures, they completely left, and whole entire communities left all at once in their light bodies. We are now ascending through our bodies, and there's a big difference. So we have to lighten our frequency. We have to hold this energy, heal our bodies, pay attention. What does your body need? And honor that this sacred vessel is challenged and going through a lot. Our nervous systems are upgrading. So I did a meditation, an ascension chamber meditation, which is on my website. Go into that, tap into the frequencies. Those frequencies are there, very high frequency. Bathe yourself in that light. Do that often. Your nervous system needs it. And as you upgrade, your nervous system will come online and stabilize. That's what we're doing. Stabilizing in this frequency, lifting through that center, up, moving up and accessing tremendous wisdom and light, great beauty, tremendous love. Such an exciting time. Yes, let's celebrate. I look forward to seeing you soon. we're looking for places for retreat and in this area, and I can't wait to dance and play and sing and do ceremony and celebrate and elevate. That's it. So woohoo, here we go. Have a great day, a great weekend, a beautiful full moon, and pay attention. What is it that you're bringing forward? Notice and clear it. Clear it immediately. There are other meditations on my website. If you need cleansing, go on there. Last May, I did a cleansing color meditation. Go on there and explore those meditations. There's a whole library that it's perfect right now. You can step into the energy and do that quickly and move back into your day. So I honor your light. That's enough out of me. I am most grateful that you have come here or that you may be viewing this. Stay connected, get on my newsletter, go on the website, marimendoza.com. Mari Mendoza Healing Arts for Instagram. And as we grow and shift and change, we come together in great beauty and love. I honor your light. It is finished in beauty. Namaste. And so it is.